OK, first of all, can we just do a quick dive? Because
Yes.
at the moment, everyone, and there's hand sanitizer everywhere, and we're all doing very well, washing our hands, wash them properly, but we're all very dry hands. O'Keeffe's, working hands, available in Boots, super cheap. You can keep them. They do a whole line. I mean, to be honest, just get a hand cream.
Yeah.
They now, in the old days, it would be like, you know, you'd have a big pump, and now they're this big, and you can fit them into your car. Just don't let your hands go for the sake of how many times we have to
Right, OK,
them.
so as soon as you wash them, pop a bit of hand cream on.
Get a bit of hand cream on.
OK, fine. All right,
OK, the difference between dry and dehydrated is if you are dry-skinned, your skin will look maybe a bit dull. You won't have very many visible pores. If you are dehydrated, and you'll feel tight, so your face will feel tight when you've washed. If you're dehydrated, you may well have a similar feeling, but actually your skin just needs a bit of moisture as opposed to oil.
Right, OK.
And there's a few really simple ways to tell, especially if you're someone who wears makeup. If you wear makeup and you get to lunchtime or like 2, 3 o'clock, and all the makeup's gone from your face, and it either looks flaky or you think, where's all my makeup gone? You're probably dehydrated.
Right, because your skin's going...
Your skin takes all the moisture out of your foundation and just leaves pigment. If you're dry, you'll probably be a bit red in the cheek and product might sting you. That's a really easy... I mean, you can have a look on the blog. There's, like, loads of more detail, but in essence...
That's it.
Yeah, and the problem we have is people who are actually dehydrated think, oh, I need a really heavy cream, and then they're going to break out.
I see,
Not what you need. It's super quick. What you're not going to do is fill the bowl and splash.
OK.
Because all you're doing is splashing the dirt back onto your face.
I think people use wipes because they're worried about getting their hair wet. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you suddenly dunk your face in a big thing.
Not being funny, Holly, but that's just unacceptable. Right, don't do this for half an hour. You've just cleaned your hands.
OK.
So a pump straight onto dry skin. You don't have to wet your face first. If you think when you've been for a facial, Phil, they don't wet the skin first.
Yes.
You know, straight in, all round. Excuse me while I try and just do this without but I have been doing it for nearly 50 years, so it's good.
No, it's good.
And then, literally, you want, ideally, water from the tap. Flannels. Think of your mum. How did she wash you when you were a kid in the bath?
Yeah, flannels.
Flannel all over your face.
And you say get 7 flannels and then wash them every day?
I'd get 8, so that if you do 1 wash a week, you've still got 1 for wash day.
Oh, OK.
So, turn it on its side, nice big triangle, all over. Excuse me while I go quiet. Or as my husband calls it, happy time. And then, look.
So essentially you've washed your face.
That is not quicker.
Oh, wow.
It's not quicker to use a wipe.
Yeah.
OK?
And so, but not just once? You're not just going to
No, if you're wearing makeup and SPF, they are designed to stick to your skin like glue. You need to remove them properly, and a wipe is not going to do that.
So you need, and so you do a double cleanse?
I would do a double cleanse. Normally, I'd do another pump and go straight back in.
Right, OK.
But it's TV and I want to get...
No, that's not right.
And then, word on flannels, they don't have to cost a fortune. Go by a budget. I'd rather you put your money into the product. If you can afford it, M&S do lovely rich ones. They're like £1.60. Wilko do them for 35p.
Right.
No excuses. So I thought, if we start with what... You know, if you've got teenagers, how do you get them into a good habit?
Yeah.
So we're going to start with SPF and we're going to finish with what you can do internally. So if you've got, you know, your children get spots and they don't want to wear it, especially if they're doing makeup, SPF, if you start them young, then it's the habit they take the rest of their lifetime.
See, when you're a teenager, you just think, I don't need to worry about all of that. I've got
I
years
am
until
immortal.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Think.
totally.
Yeah, nothing is a problem. But if you get them using it, I would also make sure, though, that you do get them to remove it properly, see previous.
So this isn't just when you're in the sun. This is like every day.
Every day.
It's like before they go to school, they're popping this on. This is just daily routine.
Daily, just get them into the routine.
And do
then
they
it
need a
becomes
moisturiser
habit.
as well as that, or
Go by the skin type.
OK.
If they're traditionally sort of teenage skin, greasy combination, you could just do an SPF.
OK.
If they're particularly dry, then yes.
Right.
Moisturiser, SPF separate.
And does that work OK
things.
alongside a sort of spot regime as well?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And it's the last thing you put on your face.
Fine. OK.
Before your makeup. That's the divider.
OK.
Now, let's assume teenagers, they grow up, they leave home, they come back like a boomerang, we know. But uni...
With the dirty washing.
Starting always, and food, wanting food. Uni's, first job, and also the other sort of extreme stress they may have on their skin from drinking and smoking and partying.
Yeah.
Vitamin C. So a topical vitamin C is what you need to help just give them an antioxidant protection.
Right.
So you do that, and then you go with your SPF. Do you want to have a little
So
go?
SPF continues throughout the whole of your life?
SPF is the rest of time.
Now, while most of us have welcomed the return of the warmer weather this week, the sunshine isn't necessarily good news for our complexions.
From pigmentation to painful sunburn and dark patches, summer can bring a whole host of skincare problems.
But thankfully, beauty expert Caroline Hirons is joining us with her advice today. Hi, Caroline. So lovely to see you. So the sun, we do love the sun, but we do need to watch our skin when it comes to the sun.
especially in the UK, we are obsessed. The minute the sun comes out, it's almost like it's a homing beacon. So the key is to wear SPF, take it seriously, reapply it.
OK, so what you got for us today?
So to go through pigmentation and melasma, it's a bigger picture than just talking about a couple of little brown spots. Essentially, melasma, especially in women suffer from it 9 to 1. So for every 9 women who suffer from it, 1 man suffers from it. So they know it's very hormonal related. The whole point is to try and remember that it's heat stimulated. So it's not just your fault if it suddenly appears. You could be using SPF, you could be using everything, and it just comes out. Saunas will set it off, steam rooms will set it off, anything. And it is a real issue for people who suffer from it, especially when it just suddenly appears.
Things like salicylic acid. So there are lots of acids on the market, and I'm a big advocate of using them in the right way. This is Paula's Choice. This is a BHA. It's beta-hydroxy acid. Now, this is like Pac-Man. So it gets onto the spot and it kind of eats away at the gunk and unclogs it.
That sounds amazing.
It is, but you can go too far. So people go too far and they use it all over their face.
You've just got
they've
like
only
a
actually
stump
just
on
got
your
a
head
couple
where
of
all your
spots.
skin was.
So you just
Pretty
put a
much.
tiny bit on.
Yeah, I mean, with this one, it is designed to be used all over if you have a combo skin. But if you've got a big hormonal, I call them Gibraltar. If you get Gibraltar on your chin and you know it's bright red and it's not really doing anything, how do you do it? If you go in to pick that, you're going to have a problem.
You make it worse.
Yeah, unless you can see a whitehead, don't even think about touching it. And if you can see something and you think, oh, I might just see if I can get that off. Things like acid. So this is First Aid Beauty Pads. Let me give you one of these. Take one of those. I've loosened them for ease.
Okay.
This has glycolic and lactic acid. And then you're going to rub this. So if, let's say you've cleansed your face and you've knocked the spot, or you've got one that you know is primed and juicy and ready to go. You're going to rub it all over the area. It will sting. It's acid. It will sting. You're going to rub it all over the area. But what you're doing is if you've just picked that area, you're going to kill the bacteria.
So you pick it first, then use this?
I'm saying if you haven't been able to help yourself or you've knocked it when you're cleansing, sometimes they knock off. Go in there, rub it with the acid, and then hold it really tightly on the skin. This is going to stop you scarring.
Yeah.
Because if you've got blood flow, you're not going to scar. And then when you've done your acid, you're going to go straight in with an oil. And this does the exact opposite of what everyone says, exactly that face. So if you go, so for example, jojoba oil is the closest oil to the body sebum, to the sebum in the skin. So your skin doesn't react to it. It doesn't go, oh, I'm going to block this pore. And it's super, super light. So you literally, totally. So if you take it as you would there, and you dab it and hold it on the spot, you can have a go. And it's obviously fragrance-free, it's natural.
Never heard that
and rub it round. And I call it nuking and then comforting it. So you nuke it with the acid and then you go in softly with the oil. And what the oil does is it moisturises the area, because the thing about drying out spots is you don't only dry out the spot, you dry out the entire area around it.
Yeah.
Then you pick it and that's when you scar.
Wow. Well, that I didn't
You
know.
wouldn't think that something that was as oily as that would be...
But then if you think of
go
it,
in
if you're
and
going to do
get
a teeny bit and you rub it, and what will happen is it might come to your head again, and then you just it'll gently come off, and it will slowly heal, and you go back to your normal skincare routine. So cleansing is key. In the morning, you're going to do just a quick refresh cleanse, preferably not in the shower, it's too hot. That's usually when all the men go. But if you can get out the shower and go to the sink, your skin's nice and warm, and it takes seconds. I used to get people, don't do it now because they know me, but I used to get people going, I haven't got time. I'm like, I work full time, I've got 4 children. If I can do it, you can do it.
Okay.
And then I'm like, you've got time to put the makeup on and spend an hour putting it on. Take 5 minutes to take it off.
Yeah.
You can do your whole routine. Now, in the middle is where you take care of all your skin conditions, where you take care of maybe your anti-aging side, your vitamin C's, your retinols, things like that. But for the bare minimum and basics and bookending your routine, you want a good cleanse and a good moisturise. So Neutrogena, perfect range if you think, I'm really oily, I don't want anything heavy. Look how this texture is just beautiful.
Is that good? Do you mind?
Go, please.
It's like a little, it's almost like a gel, isn't it?
Yeah, really gel. And they do ones that have, ones that are a bit richer. They have ones that are, they're oil-free. So you can just go to the shelf, and all of these are available high street. Boots, Superdrug. I like that result. If you think that wasn't enough for me, Caroline, thanks. I'm a bit older, a bit drier. Not you, obviously. Then...
Well, I
am. With all
You've been on Holmes. You need some
really
rehydration.
dry. I know I do.
So you might like this one. So this is Rose and Mallow. This is Neil Jard. Again, available everywhere. You'll see the difference immediately. Slightly richer.
Can I give it a go?
Please.
Oh, it is slightly richer. It's like cream cheese.
But not, and I'm going to go in with this one, actually.
Oh, it smells so good.
And you don't need a ton of product. Again, onto your fingers, nothing, you don't need too much. You want grip, not slip. If you're putting your skincare on and your makeup feels greasy, go cut back on your moisturiser.
And
Straight
sometimes
onto the bed.
moisturisers react with your foundation and they go
Yeah,
like...
that's silicone.
Ah.
So you won't get that with Neil's Yard.
Right.
But you might get it a little bit with the Neutrogena. If you're using the Neutrogena and it's in a silicone base, and then you put a silicone primer on or a foundation, you might get some. You may
They
not.
sort of fight with each other.
Yeah, exactly. And then something we hate doing in England and Ireland and Wales and Scotland, SPF. I cannot hammer it home hard enough. But you've got one skin. Take care of it. Otherwise, when you get to 40, 50, 60, you'll get all the pigmentation that's coming through on me now, looking beautiful, I'm sure.
You do.
Is from when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I was raised in the States, in the South. And in the 80s, they used to sell foil beds for the beach.
Oh
and you'd
my
be with Hawaiian Tropic No. 2. So this is Body Shop Skin Defence. Feel this for texture. It is
Because
beautiful.
I think that's why, oh God, it really is. It absolutely disappears.
SPF 50.
Because
Just
people
do
think
it.
when you put sun cream on, it's going to be thick under your makeup. Or
Yeah,
you're
and the
gonna-
worst thing we do is we
That's
slather
really
our
nice.
children in SPF and then we don't take care of ourselves.
Now, when it comes to your skincare routine, there are countless products out there which claim to offer miracle results, but do they work?
Skincare experts Caroline Hirons has been putting them to the test, and she joins us now. You
Hello,
can spend a lot of
hello.
money and get nothing, really.
You can spend a lot of money and get nothing, which I always try and push people away from.
Yeah.
So I have quite a few sayings, as you know. One of them is you should be able to debit card your bookends. So we talked about that a few appearances ago with moisturisers and cleansers.
Right.
So you can do those at more affordable.
Right.
I don't tend to recommend people credit card their skincare. Like, no one wants to get into debt.
I see
But if
what
you
you're saying.
want a really good, proper anti-aging product, put your money in the middle, which is serums.
Serums, OK.
But before we do that, let's
All right.
talk about what we don't need. So for 2020, can we please bin the wipes?
Yes.
Sheet masks?
Yes.
Just a wipe with holes cut in for eyes.
Right, OK.
Just put a mask on your face. When it all absorbs, put more on because your skin can take more.
OK.
You don't need them. Now, if you want to use them, not so much the wipes, but if you want to use a sheet mask, you know, it makes a nice Instagram picture when you're on a plane. But it's not a necessity. Then these.
So these are these sort of roller
So,
things.
Jade rollers, they are everywhere. They are flying in the industry. Now, when I said I wasn't a fan of these on my socials, I got torn apart by a woman of a certain age having hot flashes, a lot of them saying, OK, but I know I don't need it, but it cools my face down.
Feels nice.
So if you want to use it and it gives you 10 minutes of peace while you're watching Corrie, or this morning, obviously, keep it in the fridge, that's fine. But don't believe the claims. This is not going to boost your collagen. It's not going to stimulate. It's just, it is what it is.
Right, OK.
It's a nice, soothing
But it feels
massage.
nice.
But it feels nice.
Right, OK.
OK?
So if you've got a face mask on and you're rolling over the top of that...
You've got more time than me, Holmes.
Right, OK, fine, good. Good, just checking. I'm going in, guys.
I'll go in. So you pull it off. There you go. Now see how much? That will do face, neck, boobage. And then anything that's left over, never wipe your hands on a flannel or a cloth. You do elbows.
Ah, yes.
Elbows.
Oh, that smells
Biggest
nice.
sign of ageing,
I'm
your
gonna have
neck
one.
and elbows.
Really
Oh,
soft
that's
hand.
a nice
It's
smell.
immense.
like
It's like
oranges.
oranges, mandarin.
Yeah, but it's just a you know when you put something on, you
Love that elbow tip, by the way.
Oh,
That is
elbow tip, because,
genius.
well, I've worked in London retail, beauty retail, for like 30 years.
Yeah.
And you see really famous people who look amazing, and then when they turn around, if they're in a short sleeve, you see their elbows. I'm like, I'm going to put stuff on my elbows.
Right, OK.
No names, no names.
But it happens.
So basically, you know, what you're looking for is do not credit card your whole routine. If money is an issue, which it is for everyone, but if you want to spend. If you want a jade roller, get a jade roller. But if you want to get the best buck for your routine, put your money in the middle.